Both of these now. Woohoo! Okay, so committed to you. Hopefully we're now doing stuff live. People are seeing me on Facebook and good stuff like that there. Let me jump over here to the... Oh, actually helps if I put it on the internet. Yeah, that kind of helps just a little bit. That one there. Connect to who. I'm just still playing catch up, and I mean, it's nothing like I've done that's completely just, obscene. I mean, I do stuff the way I'm supposed to. No, really, I do stuff. It's fine. It's fine. Stop it, sound guy. It's fine. Okay, stop. Just stop. All right. So anyway, let me go down here to good old Discord. I think we're not doing anything, so let me get out of the Discord, because Discord is not needed. So let me go over here to drop out of Discord, because Discord is just going to be dragging down my resources. So basically, running an older computer, you get to learn the limitations of your older computer, because if you don't, you are screwed. So trying not to be completely hosed or just boned in any way, shape, and form, I'm now scrolly, and oh my stars and garters, if things weren't stupid enough to begin with, they're getting even dumber now. Holy crap. Let me go through my spiel here, click on through my news, my news and what have yous. But I'm going to be going down through my spiels, and I got a lot of memes in there, so there's stuff I got to click over, because obviously some stuff just doesn't translate very good unless you're looking at it directly. Hey, Keshawn, appreciate you coming on by and hanging out with me tonight, dude. You are definitely on time, so you're catching me live 5x5. So let's see, scrolly. I usually try to just kind of pick back up from where I left off from the last time, so just give me 1 second here, and if you have one, tilt one, and I'll leave it to you, because I didn't bring one for the rest of the class, so just give me. Yep, that was just what was needed, and I shall endeavor to enjoy such, and yeah, that was just exactly what was needed. Stop it, sound guy. You pick out the most disgusting things sometimes, It's just what you do. Oh, jeez. Okay, so that's just stupid stuff. I'm still catching up on things with the laptop versus the home computer. The home computer is right here. The laptop, obviously, is over there. So I'm still kind of trying to catch up and get things unscrewed. So let me jump over here real fast. Okay, so yep. Okay, so I now picked back up. It takes so long to go through your timeline on Facebook, and I don't know why this is, but it seems like it takes 2 forevers to go through Facebook and scroll through all your various things from over the course of a week. I mean, I know I do several posts per day, and I do tend to be kind of voluminous with my stuff, and I do actually I try to put in a fairly good amount of content in there, but it's just stuff that I do. So anyway, hang on a second here. Let me scrolly. No, that's not what I wanted. Hang on a second here. Fighting it out with certain items. Oh, yeah, that's so much better. See, the problem is I'm playing around with old versus new technology. Now, I can tell you, chapter and verse, Windows ME sucked. Windows XP, dude, that was just nirvana, man. That was I knew that thing backwards and forwards. I could go into Windows XP and, yeah, pretty much anything. I could make it do just about anything I'd ever really wanted to do, because I knew it backwards and forwards. Literally, I knew the thing so bloody good that I could make it just, just at a moment's notice. So it was not even an issue when I was rocking XP. So XP got to be unsupported. Very, very, very stable. You talk to anybody in the business, and they will tell you that Microsoft operating systems, the XP was like, yes, it was limitations on its, ability to do newer stuff, but man, I tell you what, you want to talk about the Slant 6, Chrysler Slant 6 of computers, that's it, man. It was just right. They finally got it right. Yes, it could support up to a certain degree of computer processor, and then it kind of got old in the tooth and long in the tooth, and it just was not quite enough. But it is still a very stable format. As a matter of fact, those of you who don't know, you can't do it anymore, but Microsoft still, and I do mean to this very day, they still do product updates for XP with an all byte going in there. All byte, you have to be a government entity still utilizing it for like Department of Defense or military or something along those lines, and they're probably rocking Panasonic tough books. I mean, we're talking like strongest, toughest computer, strongest, toughest, operating system that can pretty much take just about anything you'd ever want to dish out at it, and it's just not going to frickin' break. So anyway, that's pretty much about the length, depth, and breadth on that one. So basically hit XP, and I knew the thing backwards and forwards. I could make it do anything I ever wanted to do. There was ever an issue with it, it was easy to diagnose, it was easy to fix, and I had to jump as an adjunct from that one. Oh God, what was I rocking on that one? I think it was like a E-machine I think I was using the last time I was using XP. And the E-machines sucked. Ask anybody in the business, E-machines sucked. Proprietary plugs, proprietary stuff, bad execution, just not good machines. They were fairly not too terribly expensive, but they were basically, what sound guy? Let me find the appropriate sound effect here. They were... I don't even know if I have that one in the laptop. I might not have it in the laptop. You know what? I gotta find this and utilize it correctly. Hang on a second here. We will find the appropriate sound effect. We will find this. We will find this. Hang on a second here. We will find this. We will find this and you will utilize this because it is so appropriate. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it is. It's this. Right. ME was just... it was literally... Basically, it's all, that one in length, depth, and breadth. It was caca. All right, so anyway, let me get back out of this before I crash the computer. So anyway, I then transitioned to utilizing Windows 7, which is what my home computer runs. My home computer runs Windows 7. Actually, hang on. You know what? I'm gonna have to cheat here, and I'm gonna have to look at it. I forgot what it is. It is running Windows 7 Home Premium, copyright 2009, Service Pack 1, 64-bit. Now, the thing about it is it's a really, really stable computer platform. Call it what you will. I don't have the biggest hard drive in here. I probably am going to have to, image this hard drive and copy it over to like an SSD or something, one of these days, because I know it's getting long in the tooth. So anyway, transitioning from XP to Win 7 really was not that big a stretch. I mean, I still have to go online sometimes and go, oh, how do I blah, blah, blah. I forgot how to do the XYZ step. And, trying to know all this stuff on the top of your head, you probably should have a copy of Windows, operating system of your choice for dummies on the shelf so you can pop that thing out. But sometimes it's just so much easier to simply just grab Google and go, hey, Google, how do you this, that, and the other thing? And Google goes, well, you're an idiot for not knowing this, but here's how you blah, 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 blah. And you find like some entry that's been in there for like, who knows how many years, but it's just been in there for freaking ever. And I do mean like for freaking ever. Set up in such a way that you simply just go through, you pull down the sysrec, whatever it is, bing, bang, boom, unswitch this, turn that on, turn that off. And it has gotten to the point now where I know just by how this computer is running, I literally am like driving the computer on the internet, as it were, and I know when my router is saying, I'm getting clogged up, man, I need a reboot. That literally is how intimately I know this computer. I know when it's going to do something. I know when I have to tweak something, I have to clean something out. But this is a Lenovo, and it has been absolutely rock solid, just exactly as you want a computer to operate. On point, just bam. Pull it out of the box, plug it in, learn a couple things, and boom, you're on. And it's been rocking and rolling ever since. From the old house to the new house. And we've been in the new house now, 6 closing in on 7 years. And the old house, well, I got this computer, obviously, do the math, 2009. So I had it a few years before we moved up here. So it's been rocking and rolling for a good long time. Lenovo, that's the stuff, man. You want to get Lenovo, and you don't want to get anybody else but Lenovo, because Lenovo is all that in the cat's pajamas. And Google Update, you can go bye-bye. Because I know also by looking at my Taskmaster when things are going, and it's like, why is it going, because the performance goes, or the performance peaks. And the computer starts getting boggy, and it's like, what's going on here, man? So anyway, you might have noticed that the picture is different from the last show to this show. And literally all I did was I pulled off the Logitech 910. And this one is actually an HD camera. I think what it might be, I think it might actually be too much camera for this computer. You know, because the processor's not quite as fast as, you know, the absolute whiz-bang stuff they got nowadays. I think it might be just a little bit too much camera for my computer. So I stepped down, and I'm now running the Microsoft LifeCam, which is still HD, but I think it's only 720, not 1080. So maybe the frame rate is less, maybe a slightly less resolution, not quite so pretty a package. It's actually like some kind of little stretchy, snappy thing you kind of fold over the top of the monitor. It looks really goofy. It's got a blue light on it. It's really annoying to look at, but it's just, it's there, okay? I really can't do anything about it because, you know, you know what? I might be able to show you guys what it kind of looks like. So let me see if I can't cheat real fast. Yeah, you can kind of see. It's like, you know, the HAL 5000. Sorry, Dave, I can't do that. You know, it's almost like one of those, you know, imminent destruction computer things. Just kind of look at your, I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna get crushed by this stupid computer. So anyway, then it's a case of how long do I have? Oh. Stop that sound, guys. Stop. Just stop, okay? Yeah, so annoying sometimes. And then, of course, he does that, and, of course, it pops up this stupid little window on the laptop that I'm now going, oh, this is so annoying, and I have to get clicked out of it because I'm trying to do stuff. All right, so anyway, progressing therein, transition therein from, you know, older to newer to, you know, more new. Obviously, the old computer, which is what I'm running the actual live cast on right now from Facebook. I don't know why this lighting is so bright. I can't really do much to adjust it, but at least it's better than me being all darked out. So, white versus light, you know, black versus night, and it's one of those intangibles I can't play with. Okay, it's not racially motivated or in any way, shape, and form. It's just the way the stupid computer's doing it. Okay, yeah, I can't actually stop it from being the way it is, and that's not racially motivated. It's just how that computer is. That's how that camera is. And that's how Facebook is. So I'm not going to change anything. Deal. Just freaking deal, okay? Yeesh. All right, so anyway, Rich just got back to me. Yeah, just woke up. Sorry, feeling under the weather. NP home me. On air now. Say hi. So anyway, I'm just typing back and forth to him in the chat box on the messenger. So I don't know what's going on to him or what he's got going on, other than the fact he just says he doesn't feel good and he just woke up. So no problems on that one. Excuse me. All right. So anyway, then progressing therein, I'm losing my train of thought, but it's hopefully right back on the tracks yet again. So losing my train of thought and picking back up from where I left off. Win 7 on the home computer, man. I'm not intimately as, you know, well enamored with it as, like, you know, XP, but I'm pretty freaking good, man. I'm like XP expert, Win 7 very advanced user. But man, I could do anything with the XP and make that thing just sing. I mean, I can make that thing just flat out scream. I mean, you know, when I got done with it, when I played around with the XP and, you know, I got that thing crunching right. You know, everybody's like messaging me now on Facebook. But when I got that thing crunching right and kicking major tail feathers, dude, I'll tell you what, man, that thing was just, it was good. I don't know why this thing's all misarranged here. Hang on a second here. Group by, oh, that's the problem. Group by name. Dagnabbit, stop that. It should be alphabetical. And it should be like such. Why is it doing it like that? Sound guy, what did you do to my computer? Should be ascending, okay. And I don't like this dividing thing where A to H, this to that. No, I don't need that crap, okay? Sort by title. Does that do any difference? Yeah, well, maybe a little bit. It's looking at that, looking at that, looking at that. And that's the other thing, too, is also, it is going to be a situation where you're looking at, like, an entirely new thing. So, it is, playing around with Win 7 versus, Win 10, which is what the laptop is. I'm still learning Win 10. So, it is annoying as all get out. And I'm telling you what, man, when I had the XP set up, it was just... It was good. So anyway, playing around now and learning an entirely new operating system, who most people have been kind of like, is it right? Is it not right? I don't know. But I've got to the point where XP was so good to me, and then I'm finally now where I'm working with, Win 7, and I got Win 7 like really, I got Win 7 cranking, and I had, basically it thrown upon me to go, okay, you now have to go and learn an entirely new operating system called Win 10. Now, I can tell you for a fact, the tiles on the home page, oh, my stars and garters, hate the tile setup on the homepage of Win 10. So much so that actually some people have hated it so much, they actually have redesigned and made it look more like Win 7. Okay, Microsoft, if you got people basically doing stuff like, hang on a second here, my camera's jacked up. It's like angle's all weird. Hang on. Am I straight? Am I still kind of like, needing to lean like vertical, horizontal? Yeah, I'm a lot straighter than I was. Okay. So anyway, the new operating system you have to learn is different. I mean, so much so that people were just like rebelling, saying, "Oh, this sucks, man. I want something that's like the old one." And that's literally what they did. Is they went into the computer and they jiggered it around and they tweaked stuff and they made it look more like the old computer, which is pretty much what everybody wanted in the first place. They were like, Microsoft, why are you killing off this old one? Well, we're no longer going to support this one. We have to justify our existence by coming up with a new way your computer runs every few years because, we majorly have now pretty much run out of new ways to make it suck. And of course, everybody else has to then play catch up going, oh, gee, all your stuff is different, dude. Now we got to make it all work compatible again. Just give me 1 second here. That's like if Ford, Chevy, and Chrysler all got together and they're like, you know what? We have 95% of the car market in most of the world, and you know what? We're switching things up completely. Cars don't run on gasoline anymore. They run on this new boutique gasoline that only can be gotten from a few places. And everybody else with the old cars would be like, dude, we're still running on gasoline. Why in the hell are we switching everything up at this point? What's going on, Abrams? Appreciate you coming by. And, of course, everybody now has to adopt to this new gasoline. So they have this new gasoline that everybody's now running on. Only problem is all the old stuff is not backwards compatible because it's not exactly the same thing. Now, if Ford, Chevy, and Chrysler were smart, what they would do is they would say, okay, this car runs on the new gasoline, the old gasoline, well, it's still available, but here's the thing. It'll give you only 70% of the performance. It still runs, It still runs fine, but it only gives you 70% of the performance. Now, if Microsoft did that, people would probably be maybe just a little bit more charitable when they say, okay, here's an entirely new operating system and everything's completely switched up. Get used to this new thing. It's completely different. And oh, by the way, it's completely new and different stuff. And, well, you now have no backwards compatibility, which is pretty much what they're saying with Win 10 versus Win 7. 10 is completely a different animal. As a matter of fact, I literally almost had to go up to the thing and go, dude, I want you to stop calling home. No updates until I tell you to stop doing updates, because I want no more updates. And yes, this weapon is live, ready to go. Good stuff like that there. Weapon is live. So we're not playing around with anything but a real firearm here, okay? But I almost had to, like, hold the gun, point to the weapon system, to the computer system, and say, dude, you two are going to now become very, very close friends, because I don't want you calling home to mommy and daddy. Now, with XP and Win 7, you simply go back into settings and you say, stop updates. Boop. Done. Done. Now, if anything, what it does is it says, I'm suggesting that you might have an update. You go, yeah, you know what? Stop that too. And it comes up every so often. As a matter of fact, I have my computer so locked down. I'm talking about my home computer here. I have my home computer so locked down that even Acrobat can't do updates. I have it so locked down that even Adobe can't do any updates. And every time that it tries, it just kind of goes, and stops in my firewall. Why? Because I have a very primitive, don't mess with me anymore firewall that basically lets nobody in unless I know you. It's like the big bullish Russian guy that goes, "Niet, only other Russians come in." And so essentially, I literally have this thing locked down. Oh, wow, in every way possible of exclamation could you possibly put in here and try to keep it clean. Win 10. You literally have to go back into, like, the registry and tell the computer, you better stop doing this, man. You literally have to change the registry on the Win 10 operating system to tell it to stop calling home to mommy and daddy. Holy crap. Oh my word, it was so annoying. I literally went into three different ways to tell it to stop calling home. Stop requesting information. Don't let it basically do downloads, because the most annoying thing anybody will ever tell you about anything to do with a Windows operating system on Win 10 is it crashes and burns overnight with an update. So you have this thing, say you're working on a video, and it's going to take a long time to go through the process of, being encoded and being uploaded. And you basically, that's the last thing you're doing in your office or you're doing at your home, is you're saying, all right, I'm getting ready to crash. Okay, computer, when you finish doing this video, upload it to YouTube. And then it's like, it's done. And then you start uploading it to YouTube, and it's a really, really long upload after it's been encoded. And, halfway through the upload process, because you're uploading some 4K monster, that's usually the way I've heard it complained about, is some 4K monster with 60 frames per second. It's like some HD masterpiece that you took 8 hours to do, and all the editing and the sound files that you put in there and the subtitles and everything else. And you really worked your ass off on this thing. So you got this massive mega mother that you're now uploading, and you're trying to get to be online, and halfway through the upload process, the computer goes, I just took in a new update. Guess what? I'm installing the update. I'm rebooting. Your upload is done. And there's no warning when Microsoft does an update to your computer. You are just, I gotta get the appropriate sound effect here, sound guy. Hang on a second here. I will find this one. When that happens to you, you are just, absolutely, man. You walk in the next day going doo-doo-doo, 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 and you look at your computer and you just go, what the fuck-a-doody happened here? That's right. You just got more than a little bit, you know it, brother. You just got it big time. And at that point, you're just kind of feeling like, let me find that one. Yeah, you're feeling like this.
But I pooped from there.
You just got it big time. So anyway, it's been a major complaint that people have had with Win 10 is the spontaneous, unknown when it's going to happen. Microsoft doesn't give a second's notice when they go, oh yeah, perfectly good time for an update. Right up the pooper. And so all your hard-won labors are down the crapper. And there's been many, many people who have just really gotten completely hosed in the process, and they have been entirely just, well, they've been, yeah, they got it big time. So anyway, looking at what I had to do, it wasn't quite as easy. And it was actually a more of a drawn-out process. Truthfully, I wish I could have just walked up to it and said, dude, stop. That would have been, perfect justice as you just walk up to the computer and go, you know what? You're going to stop doing that, man. I mean it. That would have been perfect. Computer just goes, okay, please don't shoot me, dude. Literally, it turns off that function just spontaneously. Done. All right, so anyway, that's going from, the north to south to late to breadth and, all the good stuff now, all in between. Now, in terms of the actual function itself of the laptop, it's a Dell. It's been okay. When I'm not using it during daytime hours and my niece needs to use it, she can use it. So obviously I have 2 user accounts on there. She does not know my password, and I do know her password because I'm the administrator, obviously. Just give me 1 second here. But the other thing too is also the way the kids work nowadays. They really don't understand that, basically walking around with a smartphone on them, you got basically every bit of everything that we would have just killed for 20 years ago in terms of a computer on your person. Now, a smartphone is obviously a smartphone. Basically, if you go length, depth, and breadth, I've had a discussion with Foosball Patriot, who's our IT guy on Around the Cabin. He's scary smart, white hat guy, absolutely scary smart computer dude. If you got a problem, you talk to Foos. He will get your stuff squared away. Trust me. He is that guy. Anyway, so he was telling me, yeah, man, when you come down to it, and I was talking to him gaming laptop versus computer, and he just went no. It's like, dude, okay, here it is in a nutshell. And this is pretty much the way he explained it to me. It's like a smartphone is pretty much a bicycle. A tablet is pretty much a moped. A laptop is pretty much a motorcycle, and a home computer that's set up correctly is basically a rocket ship. And it's literally just that big a difference between those items. And so, the biggest thing that you got to remember about a laptop is it's supposed to be portable. It's not something that's going to have the biggest hard drive, or it's going to have, the biggest power source, or it's going to have, the best features in terms of just abilities to accept a million things all going on at once. You're going to have to make some compromises. Even with the gaming laptops. When they build a gaming laptop, the Alienware and all these other guys, they're $2,000 laptops. Are they really a good laptop? Not particularly. They're really built to be just a hot snot video game playing thing that just pretty much just rapes, pillages, and burns. And when it comes into play, it is just kicking tail. So really, it's kind of optimized to really be a one-trick pony. Yeah, exactly. Abrams also, all the Microsoft stuff and wiretapping and listening in and crap stuff like that, that's the other thing too, is also, my computer is set up, the laptop, it's set up as such as that it does not have a direct connection to the internet. I have to connect it every single time. It does not connect to my Wi-Fi. It is absolutely locked out until I connect it. It is not turning on in any way, shape, and form. My home computer, when my home computer is turned off, I unplug the camera, I unplug the microphone. There is no direct connection for people to go, well, let's just try to listen in, because you got to remember, even a webcam has microphones built in. Duh, these little things on the side, those aren't speakers, those are microphones, okay? They're listening in if they have a way to hack into your stuff. If you have Discord or if you have TeamSpeak or, Skype or any of those other open source platforms where people can hack stuff, potentially they can get in the back door, they can start listening to things. We now have a Fire Stick on our TV. I don't have deep philosophical conversations in our living room because that thing can listen in. I know you're supposed to hit the button and go, hey, look up this, that, and the other thing. And, then it's supposed to only work that way. I don't trust them nearly that much. For you to have, like, a phone, they could be turning on your phone and listening to you. Well, dude, 99 times out of 100, when I'm running around with my phone, the 4G is turned off. It's just merely a phone. And if you want to really, really get hardcore, if you want to Faraday cage your phone, throw it in your microwave. It's not transmitting jack. If you have your microwave plugged in correctly with a grounded plug, it's not talking to anybody. Your microwave is a Faraday cage. That little screen that's across the glass, that is the last wall of a Faraday cage. So there's a lot of technology out there, and it's, this all-encompassing thing, but it's easy to counter when you have to worry about it. Duh. Turn it off. Don't have any connection to the internet. Don't allow these things to talk to people if you don't want them to talk to people. Turn these things off. There's a reason why these things can do these things. It's because 99 times out of 100, the kids are walking around with the 4G or the 5G turned on, and of course the thing's screaming to everybody that wants to hear them. I don't do that. Just turn that stuff off. Very simple, very easy. All right, let me go over here my timeline because I've been ragging on computers for long enough, and, well, I haven't even talked about Apple, but yes, I do have a few Apple products, okay? I got, I've got numerous iPods. That's about as far as I'll ever go with any form of Apple product. I rather like iPods. They're great little, sound storage devices, and, if you basically want to rock along and listen to something, yes, your phone will play music, MP3 player, WMA player, and all the rest of that good stuff. But man, I'll tell you what, the difference between listening to stuff on my phone or listening to stuff on the iPod, it's night and day. I literally can EQ the iPod any way I want to. The phone, you need to download another app, which is annoying. But, if you're just doing like a quick exercise session, you just need an MP3 player, use your phone. That's literally why you got, if you have an old enough phone with an earphone jack. Now everybody's going, well, I got the Bluetooth this and the Bluetooth that and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, what happens when you lose one? You're screwed for $100. For a set for $200, you need to replace one for $100. AirPods and all the rest of that crap. Not into it, man. Just not into it. Speaking of other technology I'm really not into, and I posted this one up, and I said this, and I'm using, it's proper 80s speak. Those people who are mentally challenged, it is not intended to be a slight to you whatsoever, but this is kind of retarded. Literally what they came out with was a device that small throwing, catching, kind of a climbing device. It looks goofy as hell, okay? It's like a thumb hole with a piece of metal sticking out with another piece of metal bent down, and it's obviously one piece of aluminum, whatever it is. But it's like $36 to use to hang on the door handles and open the door handles so you don't touch the door handles with your hands and possibly expose yourself to coronavirus. Now that's just retarded, okay? That's something else that you now have on your person. It's now been exposed to whatever. And of course, if you're having a piece of metal touching another piece of metal that then is touching you, if this piece of metal had bugs on it in the first place, you're still getting the virus, man. It is utterly retarded the way that some people put these things out there, posit the notion that, hey, this is a fix to a problem. It's not a fix to a problem. It's a freaking idiot solution to an idiot solution. Ugh. Moving onward. I don't know if you guys read this or not, but this is posted in from whitehouse.gov, and it's saying that Dr. Birx, he said a study is suggesting that the United States prevented more than 3 million coronavirus victims or deaths, thanks to aggressive mitigation efforts by President Trump and other offices. These efforts include early travel restrictions with China, national public health guidelines, rapid testing and ventilator production, and more. So obviously masks and alcohol wipes and sanitizer stuff and sanitizer stations. And so anyway, it could have been a lot worse. And they jumped on the ball. They got ahead of it. So problem solved before it got bad. We didn't experience like a Spanish flu type of epidemic like they did back in like the teens. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but the whole thing about, the kente cloths and whatnot, all the goofballs basically taking the knee in Congress and what have you. These people really, truly don't have a clue. Maybe it was insulting to Africans who happen to wear that cloth and it means something. I see it almost as like about the same thing as like the virtue thieves, what is it? The guys that dress up as military, I forget what the phrase is, but anyway, the guys that dress, forget what that phrase is, but the guys dress up as military guys and, they posit themselves as military guys when they're actually not military guys. Hang on a second, I'm going to have to cheat now because I don't want to basically miss the phrase. Honor thieves, that's what it is, honor thieves. The guys that dress up as military guys and they try to act like they're military or they were military. They get the uniforms all wrong. They usually have like their what's referred to as the salad bar completely all wrong. The big shiny spot where all your medals and accreditations and all that stuff goes. They usually get all the billboard, all that stuff's just wrong, man. So anyway, those guys usually get called out. It's usually really funny. But for the guys in Congress that wear the kente cloths and do the kneel and everything, it was insulting to Africans who actually have that thing mean something. So basically, the virtue signaling that the guys did in Congress and whatnot was disgusting. I mean, putting on that cloth and going, yeah, we stand with you. How many black Americans happen to be from that part of Africa to begin with? Probably a small minority because, well, those guys are from literally all over the place. Truthfully, yeah, stolen valor, exactly there, Abrams. So anyway, the thing about it is these guys wearing the kente cloths was basically another form of stealing valor or stealing notoriety or stealing the history of these Africans, and I thought it was completely disgusting. I did think it was also extremely hilarious, of all things, to see, well, one of them go down on knee and have a problem getting up because, well, she's old. We're talking about, Pelosi. Pelosi went down and she was like, I'm showing that I care so much by going down on my knee. And then she went down on her knee and she had this kind of like really somber expression. And then she went to get back up and it was like, I need an assist, please. I need an assist. And you saw like two people come over and they were like, and they finally got her stood up and all you were hearing, like, literally was like old sailing ship noises. It was like crack, creak, pop, bing, boing. And she's finally standing back up, and you can see her literally like, okay, that fakaka duty hurt. That was literally the expression on her face was like, that bleeping hurt, man. Don't do that again, Nancy. You just get stuck. Especially since you're old and you're not, like, physically, like, enabled. Most of the time you're sitting around in Congress or you're sitting at home and drinking or eating ice cream or other stupid stuff that you do. Well, anyway, so let me scroll. Walmart, in their infinite wisdom, yet again, said, hey, we're going to make everybody safe. So they put the guns and the ammo in the back of the store. Okay, if I was a bad guy, I would probably break into the back of Walmart and steal some stuff. Supposedly, though, somebody made a comment on that post when I made it, and they said, well, the ammo's in the back and you can ask for it. I got bad news for you, man. I'm not buying any freaking ammo from Walmart anytime soon. They're not getting a thin dime from me in terms of anything that's firearms related. That's just not happening. Let's see, scrolly. Speaking of other virtue signaling, Walmart rejects advertising from gun companies, causing fans to question its Second Amendment stance. And yet again, they also said, well, NASCAR, in deference to not offend the one black guy who might be there, said, you know what, we're not going to have Confederate flags. Do you guys even have the same color sky on your planet? NASCAR started out as a bunch of rednecks running booze back in Prohibition. That's where NASCAR started from. Confederate flags were probably plenty back then, and there was probably plenty of rednecks. And you guys have pretty much already screwed the pooch to begin with. You're really driving a nail into it. And of course, the NFL, all that kneeling stuff, and wearing the appropriate offensive things to other people who aren't so offended by certain things. You're really driving back your fan base and making people say, why bother? Just give me 1 second here. I mean, truthfully, watching NASCAR in the first place, drive fast, turn left. How appropriate. Turn left. Very, very appropriate all of a sudden. Scrolly. I posted up a picture of my timeline, and I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but literally, it is a picture of Trump with Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. Oh, holy crap. Unbelievable. It is what it is. There is no way in the world to fake this one. And both these guys are like, hey, Don, what's going on, man? How you doing? And, literally they're hanging out with him. And it is all politics at this point. Truthfully, it is all politics at this point. When you have the situation for what it is, and I'll throw that picture in there for you guys to see, but it is what it is. I mean, it's all politics. They didn't have a single problem with Donald Trump until such time that, oh crap, dude, you might be one of those guys. Yeah, well, you might be one of those guys because you now all of a sudden don't like him. Why don't you like him? Well, mainly because he's not one of your guys, quote unquote, anymore, because he's being honest, and as he always was, but you didn't have a problem with it before. So let me throw this in here real fast so you guys can click on it to your leisure. But so anyway, scrolly. Plus the last Confederates are down line, New York. Exactly, dude. Exactly. So if you guys want to click on that, you'll see the picture I was talking about. And literally, it was simply a case of Donald being a New Yorker, hanging out with the other New Yorkers. I mean, because if you know the way that things worked back in the good old days, Harlem was pretty much Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson's hangout. Jesse Jackson had offices there. Bill Clinton had offices there. Why? Because it was Harlem. It had good notoriety for him to be the white guy in that area and representing and all the rest of that falderall and all the rest of that happy horse stuff. But that picture is nothing but body language. Everybody's saying, hey, what's going on, Don? He's sitting with Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton's coming by and he's like patting him on the back and Don's like, hanging on his hand like, hey, buddy, how you doing, man? It's literally one of those kind of pictures where nobody had a problem with each other because the politics were maybe not exactly aligned, but they weren't adversarial. It's so, I really want to cuss here, but it's so fake. It is faker than, I really, really want to cuss here. But you get what I'm trying to say, man. It is like, hang on a second here. I think I can do this one justice. It is, hang on a second here. It is so fake. That's it. It is so fake. That's it. Exactly. That's exactly how it is. It is so fake. Anyway, okay. So you guys, what I was trying to get at on that one. A lot of memes I've been posting up. But there's other stuff that's been going on too. And the fake. And I really want to cuss again, but the fake stuff that the Democrats are positing out there, it's like, the gatherings for the Black Lives Matters, and the Antifas, it's all great, amazing, and wonderful stuff, but Donald Trump, oh no, Donald Trump rallies might pose a coronavirus risk. How much more risk is it than a bunch of screaming ninnies, nobody wearing masks, nobody's wearing eye protection, because if you want to get down to it with the way the coronavirus works, and one of my friends is working down in Florida with the CDC and has first-hand knowledge of the stuff, and I spoke to him just like last week, the point of transmission, and he confirmed this, and he was shocked that I knew it, but the micro droplets that you're expelling when you're sneezing, talking, coughing, everything, those micro droplets that you're expelling that contain the coronavirus are not just getting on your skin, and that's not how they don't just dig through your skin, okay? Your skin is a good threshold to stop most bugs, okay? Your skin doesn't work like that, okay? You've been around for 1,000,000,000+ years. All kinds of different versions are in. It's probably got it right at this point that the bugs don't just land on you and go, oh, this is great, and dig to China. Your point of transmission is not inhalation. Your point of transmission is your freaking eyeballs, man. Those micro droplets are hitting you in the face. You don't feel it. You don't know it. You don't even think a second thought about it. But you're surrounded by these screaming ninnies that are spitting crap everywhere, stirring it all up, and you're walking right through this people's soup. Stupid. 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 Never mind the fact that most of these guys taking part in all these get-togethers have probably got the most non-hygienic type of, like, atmosphere ever. They probably lead a lifestyle that's filled with all kinds of just chaos, disgusting gack, and other forms of, intake. Let's just say they're probably not the healthiest individuals on the planet. And let's just say that they're really stirring the crap up amongst themselves, sharing yummies, and, we're not talking yummy like good, we're talking yummies like bad. So anyway, these guys are now getting this stuff, they're walking through the people's soup, and they're getting it in their freaking eyeballs because they don't wear protection. Yet another reason why I still rock glasses. Because that's the first line of defense. It's going to hit this. It's probably not going to wrap around real easy, but it's going to hit this, and it's going to stop. Now, scrolly. Let's see. And, of course, they have the coronavirus risk level by activity, which I just thought was hilarious. Some of the stuff they came out with was just, like, epic. All right, so let me just run through this real fast here. You guys can see it for what it is. Hang on a second. Let me get back to where I was. Hang on. All right, that's what I wanted. Open you in a new tab. Yes, thank you very much. All right, so... well, there we go. Actually, I was hitting the wrong button. I was doing the computer keyboard as I'm, like, trying to work the laptop. Okay, so threat level 1. Getting takeout from a restaurant or playing tennis. All right, sounds safe. And this is like the 3 lines of progressively getting more dangerous as we go along. That's level 1. Level 2, going for a walk, a ride on a bike ride with others. 2, getting fuel. Okay, I've gotten in the habit where I got a spray bottle. I got a spray bottle of alcohol, and normally what I'll do is I'll hose the gas pump handle, I'll hose the keyboard, I'll hose my selection of fuel choice, and whatever else that I'm coming into contact with gets a squirt of alcohol. So, in the process then of it staying wet, killing all the bougies, I'm now basically turning around. First thing I do is I'm grabbing the gas pump, pulling it out, sticking it in my car, unplugging the gas cap, plugging in the pump handle, what have you, and getting ready to fuel it up. In the process, all the bougies are dying. Then I start punching in my information, feeding it the card, and all the rest of it. So anyway, so number 2 would be getting fuel is more dangerous than going for a walk, going for a bike ride with others. Number 3, getting groceries or camping would be level 1 on level 3. Number 2 would be hotels and golfing. Okay. Number 3 would be libraries and museums. Why is a museum more dangerous than getting fuel? You're pretty much mixing it. Man, you're not like on top of another person in the museum going, so, what do you think about this painting here? No, you don't do that to another person in a museum, man. And if you do it to me, your lot will get popped. Because I don't like people crawling up on me when I'm checking stuff out. That's just creepy. Number 4, level 1. Doctor's dentist's office. Walking in a busy downtown. Really? Number 4? I think it'd be more than that. Level 2 on number 4 will be offices, doctors, waiting rooms. Number 3 on number 4 would be eating outside at a restaurant. Eating outside at a restaurant, you're pretty much segregated from other people by the distance protocols, and I don't see it as that much more dangerous than simply just, hanging out and doing, like, a park. You're not really, like, mixing it up that much. And if it's an outside setting, there's usually wind. Hello? Number 5, dinner parties at a house. Airplanes. Dun, 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 dun. Level 2 at number 5 would be backyard barbecues and malls. Level 3 on number 5 would be beaches and bowling. Yeah, because bowling is so much more, you're touching the ball, man. After that thing went down the aisle, knocked over the pins, and, you're salivating all over your own hand when you've been just, like, handling the ball. And, oh, yeah, it's like a cat after climbing out of the litter box, just slurping on his own paws. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Anyway, what's going on there, Big Dirt? Scroll. Level 6 on the coronavirus risk level for activity. Number 1 and number 6 is going to be casinos, restaurant indoor seating, playgrounds on number 2, actually, for level 6. Playgrounds, hair salons, barber shops. Because, yeah, the barber's just, like, standing over you going right in your face as he's, like, cutting your hair. Normally, most barbers are like, they're not like, What about gay bars? Well, Big Dirt, that depends. Are they going to offer to push in your stool? Number 6. So, the third level of threat level on number 6 is going to be pontoon boat rides. What? No, it's a boat ride, dude. Pontoon makes no flipping difference. Come on, stop that. Movie theaters. Movie theaters would be the third most dangerous thing on threat level 6. Number 7. Oh, they're getting racist with this one. Number 7, the first level of most dangerous, is basketball. Public pools and schools. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now the thing about public pools, you got to understand the mechanization of how stuff works in public pools. Number 1, you have water that is full of chlorine. Okay, there's so much chlorine in pool water. You drink it, you're gonna get sick. Okay. It's got so much stuff in it they had to balance the pH constantly because it's gonna burn your eyes. Never mind the fact that you have an open area of water that has been exposed to sunlight. UV radiation is not good for bugs. Never mind the fact if anybody does anything stupid in the pool, like vomit, defecate, urinate, or anything else along those lines, the pool gets shocked. Now, if you guys know anything about shocking a pool, that's literally where you throw so much chlorine in there that anything that's in the pool just goes and just gone. And I do mean like gone, dead. Pools are not the most dangerous thing, okay? Truthfully, they are not the most dangerous thing. Now, if you're swimming around underwater the whole time next to somebody else that's like hacking their guts out with COVID-19, potentially you might get it. Like if you're like 10 seconds after them, yeah, you might actually expose yourself. But dude, that's like the better part of like swimming in a big open pool of alcohol, considering like how viruses survive in chlorinated water. They don't. That's why pools are safe to swim in. Wow, that was racist. Basketball. You know who plays basketball? Yeah, it's not usually the white guy. Okay, number 8, the threat level. Number 1, buffets and sports stadiums. Well, that's very racist as well. How can you possibly see those guys playing basketball and football and all the rest of these things if you can't go to the sports stadium? Okay, level 2 on the threat level, gyms and amusement parks. Well, amusement parks, if you touch anything and you touch your face in amusement parks, you're an idiot, man. Every time I've always gone to do like the Disney trips or anything along those lines, Mrs. Dude will tell you, I am like there with the alcohol, and every once in a while, I touched something I didn't like the feel of, or somebody else was close to me and they may be going, and then like slobbering and snotting all over everything. All you need to do for anything along the lines of what do you touch and don't touch in any amusement park is you just watch the way that little kids interact with the place. You just see them basically like, sneezing in their hands and then like touching all the bars and, no, it's all fun with all the bougies. No, you basically always wish to, even in the best of times, sanitize often. So churches are like more dangerous? Oh, well, because, you never know how many people might have been, like, singing and spitting in church, and all these things are flying around, and I'll tell you what, dude, I feel a whole hell of a lot safer in church than I do in a basketball or football stadium. Number 9, most dangerous thing in coronavirus risk activity. Number 9, level 1, is going to be bars. Number 2 is going to be large music concerts. I wonder why they just didn't put in there large gatherings from like Antifa and like, you know, the other groups of socialist memes running around and causing mayhem nowadays, because they would be definitely number 9A big time with a bullet. I don't know where they get these numbers from. A lot of this stuff that they've been positing I find to be just completely specious and just arbitrary. That's actually coming over from Yahoo Finance, because Yahoo Finance, they know medicine. If anybody's going to know medicine, Yahoo Finance. Those are your guys. All right, scrolly. Justice Thomas. The much beloved Justice Thomas. I have followed this man's career ever since he got in, and there has not been a time that he hasn't impressed me with just his class, his ability, his intelligence, the mere fact that he can come into a place and go, okay, well, let me explain to you how stuff works. And he literally just picks them to pieces. He's not a hugely politically raging, look at me kind of guy. He pretty much does the job and lets that speak for itself. But he's now accusing the Supreme Court of dodging Second Amendment cases openly. Like, you know, we're going to let this sit in the lower court versus running judgment. It's crap. They really, truly need to start working on these gun cases. And they haven't been working on these gun cases. And the thing about it is what's the health status of Buzzy? I mean, is she, like, you know, crapping, or is she still around? She hasn't been seen publicly in a long time. So, anyway, way, shape, and form, we can find ourselves as stating that the Supreme Court has shirked a lot of its duty. I mean, it truly needs to judge on these things. Just give me 1 second here. Dirt Science from the chat room. Serious question. What do you think about Bill de Blasio welding shut the gates to the Jewish parks in New York? Well, notice he did it to the Jewish parks in New York and not to the Muslim parks in New York. Yeah. And then Abrams said, do you hear about the Hazy-Dasic Jews taking bolt cutters to the locks of the park so the kids can have fun? I don't blame those guys for a second, and I would have done exactly the same freaking thing. If not, steal a police cruiser and drive it through the gate. But that's just me. And then park the police car and write all kinds of, you know, obnoxious stuff on it so they can basically read at it, and, you know, no, don't do that. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, that's par for the course with de Blasio. He is a racist. Oh, I really want to cuss here. Hang on a second here. He is a racist. All right, sound guy, you might have to help me on this one. Hang on a second here. Oh yeah, he's a racist. Yeah, that's exactly right. He's just a racist. Yep, that's it. Yep, that's him. He's a total head. Smeghead. He's a total smeghead. There we go. That's the one I can use. He is a smeghead. But yeah, that's kind of the disgusting stuff you get in New York because it's run by stupid liberals who are virtue signaling. Scrolly. Some of the stuff I really can't take off of Facebook. You guys got to see for yourselves. Man, this is kptv.com. And I put on here most expressly, sorry, I don't feel sorry for you. You did this to yourself. You are a dumbass. A man says he got coronavirus after protesting in Portland for 7 days. 7 days in Portland. Portland, Oregon, KPTV. With crowds of people in close quarters during the protests in Portland, health leaders worry about the COVID-19 will spread. No kidding, dude. Now a man in Portland tells Fox 12 he got the virus after marching in the streets. No, he was doing more than marching in the streets. He may have been in the back alley just... I don't know how he got a round mouth eating square meals. But Ethan Snyder said he'd been out with protesters for 7 days at the beginning of June. Oh, man. Then last Friday, the 19-year-old started feeling tired and had a fever. So he went to the drive-through testing facility and was confirmed he contracted coronavirus. Snyder says he was wearing a mask the whole time he was protesting, but had it removed after being tear-gassed near the Justice Center. Now, those of you who tuned in earlier and heard me talking about coronavirus, the mask does not protect you. As a matter of fact, the mask keeps you from giving it to somebody else. You get coronavirus by it going into your eyeballs. Holy crap. Holy crap. Quote, I was there for 7 nights in a row. There were thousands of people there, night in, night out, so that's what's leading me to believe I got it from there. But I'm not 100% sure, he said. Snyder said he also works for Amazon and may have contracted it there. Right, because a bunch of guys running around a warehouse are really going to be like, hey, dude, let me spit in your face. Let me say hi to you. Yeah. Most of the time in Amazon, you're running around the place, grabbing stock and putting it in the little thing that then goes down to the chute for mailers, and you're not interacting with that many other people, dude. Let's see. Scroll. He is confident he will be okay considering his age. He said that the symptoms have not been too bad so far. Health officials say anyone who's been out protesting should go and get tested too. Gee, do you think? If you've been out protesting, let me come up with a perfectly good lawyer name. I'm Sammy Hablanowitz. If you've been out protesting and you think you caught corona, contact me at the Kablanowitz Law Firm. That way we'll sue for money. There is no need to chase an ambulance now. Sue for money if you caught coronavirus. Call 1-800-SUE-YOU. The late night lawyers also disgust me. Let's see. Scrolly. They pulled the link. Dang, that was such a good video, too. Man, that was such a good video. What it was literally, it was this guy who got rat packed by a bunch of Antifa guys. And one of the guys comes running up with a skateboard, which is one of those things you really got to watch out for with Antifa. Antifa has figured out that skateboards are a very good melee weapon, but really don't look that much like you're walking around with a baseball bat. But man, I'll tell you what, you clock somebody with a skateboard, those wheels and those trucks will bleep you up bad. So anyway, what this guy did was he got knocked down. He was on the ground, and it was like one of the guys coming running up. He's screaming, "I'm gonna F-word kill you!" And he's swinging the skateboard down at him. The guy rolls over, pulls a weapon, draws down, and absolutely showed he had been trained up properly, because he wasn't just going like a squirt pistol. He engaged gross body motion, bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang, bang. 3 shots, like one guy hit the ground and started rolling around the ground. Another guy basically fell back. Another guy was out of there. So immediately the fight stopped. And I think it was in Arizona of all places. But the fight stopped. Those guys that were engaging him stopped instantly. So the other thing too is also I noticed in there somebody was like, oh yeah, well he got arrested. So I said to somebody else in another line of communication on Facebook, I think it may have been another group I'm in or something, and I was like, dude, you shoot somebody, your weapon will get seized, you will get arrested. And the thing about it is you get arrested, you get processed, and they do an investigation. Now, if you're the guy on the ground with 3 people basically pouncing on you saying, we're going to F-word kill you, he has an immediate good reason to engage. He has immediate good reason to suspect he is going to be put under, imminent threat. He's going to be placed under potential, they're trying to kill him. It's basically a mortal threat at that point. So him engaging those guys, I think once it goes to the jury, it's going to be like, well, here's the video. You can see it for yourself. This guy was perfectly aggressive, and this is like, that was a defensive posture, him saying, get off me, leave me alone. The biggest thing I can say about any of that engagement that took place was as soon as the fight ended, he stopped shooting. He fired 3 rounds. The fight ended. It was over. He was one and done. And then one of the guys was screaming, get his license plate. Get his F-word license plate. Like you're the cops, you're going to run his plate, man. I'm sure what happened at that point is the guy's like, okay, 911. Yeah, well, what happened? Well, I was over this area. These 3 guys engaged me, and I had to shoot them to defend myself because they tried to kill me. Okay, can you give a description of your assailants? Yeah, there were 3 guys all dressed up in Antifa gear, and I was laying on the ground, and they were beating the crap out of me, and of course one guy tried to use a skateboard to try to kill me, and that's when I pulled my weapon and started defending myself, and okay, sir, you're going to have to return back to the scene. Oh, okay, I'll be looking for the cops. And as soon as he gets there, obviously the cops are going to arrest him and seize his firearm. Duh! I don't think there's going to be a jury on the planet that's going to go, yeah, man, you had no right to shoot those guys as they were beating the snot out of you. I think he has a very good defense, and the fact that video evidence is out currently is going to look exceedingly in his favor, and that was one execution of hands-on, don't mess with me anymore, perfectly executed. That guy was trained up and did it exactly the way you do it. As soon as the threat is over, you stop bleeping shooting. He nailed him. He nailed him perfectly. No, the complaints was, well, he didn't kill the guys. It's like, well, he didn't need to kill the guys. The fight was over. They took the fight right out of him. Done. Ended. Done. Speaking of other good gun stuff, I don't know if you guys saw this. This is from military.com, but the 1st Army unit gets the new squad designated marksman rifle. Oh my stars and garters. If there's anything that makes my pants fit tight right now, it is this gun. Holy crap. Look it up for yourself, man. This thing is bad-ass. Soldiers from the 3rd Infantry Division this month became the first combat troops to receive the Army's new M110A1 Squad Designated Marksmanship Rifle, or Marksman Rifle. Army officials fielded the new semi-automatic 760x51 SDMR to soldiers from the 1st Armored Brigade team at Fort Stewart. Now, the thing about it is they were like, oh, we're going to play around with the H&K G28, which is also known as the HK 417. No. No. They got this thing, and it is bad-ass. So literally what it is, it's intended to use the really hot rounds that are, exceedingly nasty. It is weighing 15 pounds. I'm sorry, no, it's not 15 pounds. I'm sorry. The M14 that was dressed up, which was known as the M14 with the EBR stock and all that good stuff. No, it's not this one. The 110A1 SDMR weighs in at 11 pounds. But I guess it is an H&K. Yeah, it is an H&K. I thought it was that 6 mil thing. I'm sorry, I'm messing up here. But anyway, they announced last year they plan to deliver up to 6,000 new SDMRs to the Army this year. The rifles are manufactured by H&K in Oberndorf, Germany, and then shipped to H&K USA in Georgia, where they install the scopes and the mounts purchased by the Army under separate agreements. Now, the thing about it is it already has a can. Now, you can ask anybody in combat, the worst thing that you're encountering is, of course, not the crap that's flying at you, because that's just bullets going, it's the guys next to you and everybody unloading at once. The cacophony of noise is what rips up your ears. There's only but so much you can hope to get from a pair of little itty-bitty earplugs versus the whole sound level of everything that's just ripping you a new one. It's just basically one of these things where you have just long and conducive ear loss because it's just beating the ears to death. So once you put a suppressor on a firearm, you get 3 things that work out for you. Number 1, obviously you drop the sound level. Number 2, you reduce the recoil by 30%. That's something most people don't think about. The third thing is you lose the flash. So this is all good stuff, and this is stuff that finally the military is coming around to go, hey, yeah, this is stuff we might want to do. So they get a weapon system, and they have a serviceable suppressor, or they have a suppressor that's built with a certain service life that's full auto capable. All these things are coming into play, and all these weapon systems that are coming out are finally seeking to make the things easier for the military without killing their ears. Let's see, there's any other thing. So yeah, they tried with the M855A1, which is basically a bullet that just rips the M4s to shreds. It's just not a good thing. So short fix, the M, which is basically this, hang on a second here, scrolling. The M14, which was basically used, and then of course they're now going into this thing. But there's other stuff that they're planning on too, and it's going to be like a 6mm or it's a 7mm. All these new calibers they're playing with. It means they have to do something else. It kind of takes a lot of the fun out of it. Is you need to have more supply lines. I mean, we have, if worst case scenario, if these guys run out of this hard charging ass kicking ammunition that really does a hell of a job, they can strip down machine gun belt loops and pull out individual rounds. Basically have another magazine loaded up and just not the most accurate but still usable 7.62 by 5.1 ammunition. So they have that backwards compatibility of they always have the ammo just in case. Of course, you're not going to shoot as accurately with machine gun ammo, but you are still going to be shooting, which is the most important thing. All right, so let me scroll here real quick, see if something else jumps out of me. Get ready to come in like 10 minutes after. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but supposedly the Chinese and the Indians are now jacking around with each other because there's like this one area that's like now the Chinese have like stuck their noses in, and the Indians are like, "Hey, no, this is our area. What are you doing? No, this is our place here. You park your tank somewhere else." So now it's going to be a billion Chinese rice chompers are now pissed off at a bunch of nice guys. So being nice guys. I don't know what kind of battle that's going to be, but man, I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting to say the least. That one is, that's the last thing I'm pulling out here. So anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Of course, all the good stuff like that there. Let me jump over here real fast and get my anti-cheat device put into play. Keep myself honest. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I mean, I know there's many other places for you guys to go, but of course you can usually find us at aroundthecabin.com, aroundthecabin.com/campfire, live cast, Around the Cabin News, Around the Cabin School of Self-Reliance, Around the Cabin Food, Around the Cabin Buy, Sell, and Trade, and of course, Around the Gardens Gate and Around the Cabin Medicinal Cannabis. You can find me on Twitter as 80SPCC. Find me on YouTube as 80s Podcast Channel. Of course, you find me here, obviously, as DUDEJERKY on Facebook. I appreciate your kind attentions, all good stuff like that there. And if I find that video again with Dude basically unloaded on the Antifa guys, I think I'm going to repost it. Abrams, 3 Indians were killed and 5 Jakes were killeks with 11 more wounded Jakes. Dude, I don't get that. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what that means, dude. And 5 Jakes were killeks with 11 more wounded Jakes. I don't know what that means, dude. I'm sure you'll put it in the comments, but I gotta rock and roll. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. I'm gonna break off with this one. Eat good, keep thundering as always, you know it, you love it. And like I usually say, you guys get a gold star for attendance. And appreciate you hanging out with me. The SpaceX guys are currently on ISS, and I think it's like a 130-day mission. I looked it up, and I think that's what it is. So they're going to be up there for 130 days, doing a full route, and then they're coming back down. Oh, killed Jakes are Chinese. It must be something dating from, like, you know, back in the good old days, like, you know, back in the Korean Wars and what have you. Well, anyway, I'm going to break on this one, guys. I appreciate your kind attentions, and like I usually say, eat good, keep tendering as always, you know it, you love it, and catch you guys next week. See you guys. There's a button. Alright, I'm going to break on this one, guys. I'll catch you guys next time, and I'll be posting this one up on YouTube and good stuff like that there. It's a little bit of a kerfuffle trying to get times correct and what have you, and I was a little late today. Alright, catch you guys next week. See you guys.
Ah!